I'm going to do a French fisherman's cottage of, say, West Brittany, but I'm going to put in some Cornish rocks. But I think Cornish people and Bretons regard them. No, I don't want to do that. I did a rough drawing underneath, but it's just a little bit in the wrong place. So let's just one chimney there. And I'll dirty this up a little bit. I did a Carnac cottage yesterday. And then we'll that'd be more in shadow. Let's put a bit of grey there. And then a sort of a slaty blue. Okay, then we'll put another chimney at the other end. And that'll be in the shadow, that side. Oh, let's just paint it as a bit of shadow. Right, a bit darker there. A bit more blue. And that's on a rock. Oops. Use the right rag, that's my watercolour rag. Right, let's just get that. I'll go vertical. Oh, let's have it coming down a bit further. Right, that'll do for a start. Let's get in some rocky stuff now. The Finisterre coast of Britain is very, very rocky, as is the northwest coast of Cherbourg Peninsula. Been around there a few times. Right, let's put some rocks in. So ochre, bit of red. Bit of green in there. And whatever you put in, you can change. Oh, a bit of ochre in there. Okay, let's go on to a bit of sky now. Well, that's dry. Well, no, before we do that, let's a bit of grey for the right, bit of sky, bit of a stormy sky. So we can counter change the waves. to that. I want the cottage to stand out, so a mid-tone around it. A bit of light, the counter change there. Shadow under the eaves. Right. Let's cut around there. Right, now we can put in some greys and ochres. I think my chimney is just a little bit too high there, so I will bring it down a little bit. Right, okay, now we can put the white back, slightly ochre-y. Probably burnt umber would be a better colour. Alright, okay. That's suitably stated. Let's go back to the sky now. Let's find a nice brush for that. Right, we use a large brush. This is on a bit of Fabriano. Right, get some grey back in that. More blue. I've darkened it with a bit of black, like I did yesterday. A bit of dark mauve. Good brooding sky. Bits of movement. hairs there. Straight into the primer. Priming. I primed it with some burnt sienna with some PVA glue. Nice bit of colour in there. Lots of colours in the sky. I'll let that dry for a little bit. Do these rocks now. Right, I'm just going to put out some more colour. There's some burnt umber, which is there. Burnt umber. Got plenty of burnt sienna. We need some yellow ochre. Good old staple, though, yellow ochre. Right, okay. Plenty of colour on the brush, look. Mix it all in. Plenty of black. Okay, now we need some crashing waves now. Bit of grey there. I'll put a horizon on there, I think. Okay, so a bit of a beach, so a bit of burnt umber with some yellow ochre, plenty of white. Right. Do some modelling in those rocks. It's a bit too pinky, that wave. So we'll go over that with a bit of I want some dark green on there now. So black, yellow. Gets a bit of light there. Got some red in. We've got green, nice bit of red. Okay. We haven't finished with that sky yet. I'm just waiting for that to dry off. It's quite thick paint on there. Now the grey. My brush has come unstuck. Shouldn't have used it really. I should have used another one, which I will do. To dry off. Look at that one. Not very clean. I'm missing a brush. Right, now we want that horizon colour. Remember, sky into the sky into the waves into the sky. Might be a little bit obvious, but right, let's go back on the sky now. Now some mauve, so just red and blue. Quite a busy sort of sky. That ultramarine in there. Bit of yellow ochre, bit of red. I haven't got the date in July, but I'm going to the, I can't believe it's a year nearly since we went last year to the Art in Action, the Oxford. But if you can make it and you're in the UK, if you go on the last night, or the last day, towards the end of the day, they're selling off all the materials pretty cheaply. Well, that's quite an interesting sky. We can put still a bit more light in. I do. Right, let's put a bit of light on the horizon, then I can paint the horizon dark to counter change. Okay, so just a bluey grey. Don't want it too dark though. Right, just want to put that crashing wave up in there. Just a bit showing through here. Nice light yellow on there. Trying to show that water just sloshing over there, but just showing through the rocks. But I think that is quite more grey than anything else. Mixing a dark green with a bit of black, yellow, cad yellow, and a bit of red. So should play the dark against the light. want colour in the rocks. Not necessarily light colour, just a bit of colour. I think that's just a little bit too dark, that side, so let's lighten up a little bit. I'll go back and buy a little brush for that. And some windows. Put that back again. Alright. Bit of red on there. How's that look? That's supposed to be the beach there. A great colour for beaches is burnt sienna, burnt umber, should I say. Bit of ochre. And we can put some bit of reflection in. That greeny colour. A bit of reflection. And let's have a bit of light back in there. Okay, well I think we're going to let that go as a fairly quick impression of I'll put it in the mount, but before I do, I'm going to sign. It's quite hard signing it upright, so I'm going to use one of these gel pens. That'll do. But we could place a dark bit of sky. They didn't work, did they? So there's a melt. Let's water them down a little bit. Okay, that'll do. Put a lighthouse in there. Right, let's put a mount on it. Put one here. A bit of masking tape. Had a busy morning digging up big shrub roots in my front garden. We sold our trailer, our camping trailer, last week, or last Sunday, or the Sunday before. So we've just sort of reinstated, we had hedges growing up in front to hide some of it from view, but now we've got the trailer, the hedges look very scruffy, so we dug them out, so we're now. Right, so there we are. Just a fisherman's cottage in Brittany, somewhere in Brittany. Quite simple, but it wasn't that simple. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.